We can often see whales leap out of the water. An incredibly lucky moment for a tour boat was when the whale made a giant leap, but missed them by just a few inches. In a Matrix-like moment. When two guys were imitating Conor McGregor at night, somehow he was coincidentally driving by and stopped to say hi to them, and that probably made the guy's night. A van driver got very lucky when his styrofoam box jumped back into his van while driving twice in a row, even though drone footage is usually pretty good to see at events sometimes. At a lottery store there was a news crew filming a segment, and that's when a woman who was having a hard year appeared to check if she won, and well, she did stop it to "What are you kidding me? You're kidding me, this is real, you can put it."
To what?
$1 million.
Are you kidding me? You're kidding me. Is this real?
I can put it
Wait.
in the machine.
Are you serious?
Are you kidding? What are you?
Apparently, the movie Matrix 4 is in production. A man got extremely lucky when he went to his balcony just to see some of the filming take place in the skies of San Francisco. Okay, not sure if this was complete luck from the driver. Toyotas are very well built, but when a man couldn't find another path to go his direction, he decided to go across a river, and the car basically acted like a submarine. Luckily, the wheel didn't actually touch him and no one was hurt. A little known fact is that sharks aren't very aggressive and rarely attack humans, but that doesn't take away the fact that they're terrifying. A scary moment to watch was when a man made a jump to the water and had an encounter with a massive white shark. When a driver in a Jeep was climbing a sort of hill, he didn't realize that at the top there was another car parked with a person right next to it. So, when he got to the top, the car's brake and the driver's reflexes were really put to the test when a skateboarder was doing some tricks. A kid carrying his bicycle passed by and got extremely lucky. At a Boston vs. Cleveland NBA game, when there were just a few seconds remaining, the team attempted a risky three-pointer, which didn't seem like it was going to go in, but ended up bouncing and tying the game with just 1/10 of a second.
Bounces home! 1/10 of a second remaining!
I guess that leprechaun does travel, because the way this ball stayed up on the rim right here, look at the backspin that Bradley puts on that shot.
Even though sharks usually never attack humans randomly, they might get confused if you happen to be closer in their way. When a diver was very close to a shark, the diver happened to be blocking his way, so that's when the shark opened his mouth, but luckily the diver reacted quickly and nothing ended up happening. When a man bought a candle for his home, he realized that fitting it between the glass and the furniture was a tight fit, so much so that there wasn't enough oxygen for the candle to keep lit, but it resulted in an amazing visual effect. When a man was trying to destroy his desk by throwing an axe to it, he didn't realize the desk had his force field on. In probably one of the luckiest touchdowns in football history, the ball managed to bounce in the opponent's hand while the player catched it on the ground, and he took advantage of the confusion to immediately go and score, leaving the commentators speechless. Sometimes the ball just bounces your way. An incredibly lucky moment to watch in an NBA game was when Russell Westbrook missed an ambitious dunk, but gets an extremely lucky bouncer. Sometimes we wish we could add special effects in our real-life speeches. Somehow this groom managed to get an incredible effect when a lightning hit right after he said 2020 has not been the best year.
Has not been the best year.
When a Redditor was making a slow-motion footage of some bees, he somehow managed to capture an amazing shot of a bee collision during a BMX race. After one of the riders made an incredible jump which he didn't land, he lost the lead by quite a bit, but somehow managed to get himself up and actually passed the other riders, and won the race. During the Team USA trials, one of the bowling players managed to get one of the luckiest strikes in bowling history. In New Zealand, there's a massive bungee jumping platform in the Southern Alps, which is the third highest platform in the world at a height of 134 meters. Here's the participant making the jump successfully despite the scary drop. Sometimes in order for a lucky moment to happen, someone has to get unlucky. During a tied football match in the last minute, when the goalie attempted to kick the ball out of the area and failed, he thought he just cost his team the game, but a good lesson to learn is to make sure. The e-brake works by pressing the clutch. When a man bought a new Porsche, he left the car and it started sliding down his driveway, but luckily he reached the car on time. Last year, a very scary and unexpected moment happened when a car was driving along a slippery and windy road when all of a sudden the trees on the side of the road started falling down. Luckily no one was hurt. At a baseball game, a foul ball got a little too close to a crowd member. Not very often we see a circus shot in the NBA. At a San Antonio vs Oklahoma City game, Russell Westbrook got very lucky with a shot that wasn't expected at all to land. When a wheel of a huge truck detached from the vehicle, the tires seemed to go straight for a man riding his bicycle nearby. Sometimes the ocean can be unpredictable and it's too much to handle when a surfer couldn't get back to the surface. A lifeguard with a jet ski went to help him in exactly the right time because a massive wave broke. Seconds after, when a scientist was invited to a local TV station to promote his book, he showed some of the experiments in his new book to the hosts. One of them was adding nitrogen to his soda, and it almost went horribly wrong for the host. At the fourth quarter of a close NBA game, one of the players couldn't get past defense and decided to throw a no-look circus shot, which to everyone's surprise went in. Oh wow, yes sir.
Yes, sir. You know, no matter how good you are, sometimes you can still surprise yourself.
Pilots got lucky to manage to take off completely before getting into an unsuitable place to take off. A crazy moment to watch was at the Red Bull's Rubik's Cube World Cup was when the competitors were actually twins and the winner won by just 0.001 second difference.
That's why it's messed up so bad.
Fall Guys has become a very popular game which you have to qualify by not being in the last ones to finish the challenge, and somehow this competitor got extremely lucky. There's a very well-known high-altitude theme park in Chongqing which attracts thousands of tourists every year, and one of the attractions is a bridge that is 500 feet above land. At Formula 1 races, when going in a straight line, the cars get into speeds of well over 200 miles per hour, so any mishap can be scary. An incredibly lucky moment for Keke Rosberg happened when he managed to make a save by doing a 360 and didn't lose his place on the race. At a martial arts practice, when two fighters were practicing their kicks for a second, it looked like they were about to collide. It's always super important to make sure to learn how to use a tool before actually getting your hands on it. A TV host got very lucky when she was pointing a nail gun in the wrong direction and the audience managed to tell her before she caused herself any damage. During an NBA game, after Blake Griffin gets fouled, he decided to make a throw from behind the blackboard, and in an incredible turn of the events it bounced off the top and went in. Mistakes can't happen with drones. A skier got pretty lucky when a drone malfunctioned and he missed it by just a few feet. In what looked like a moment from the Spider-Man movie, a guy in motorcycle managed to avoid getting hurt at all when he jumped into the top of the car. At a moto racing event, one of the drivers got extremely lucky when he saved himself from what would have been a very bad fall and even finished the race on his knees.
They got together and the car started wobbling and bobbling. Just a little shortcut. I cannot believe he saved that.
Despite some people saying luck doesn't exist, there is simply some cases in which you can't deny it. At a MotoGP race in France, when one of the drivers had a mishap and lost control during a turn. Okay, this might be more skill than luck, but an anxiety-inducing footage to watch is this man backing out from an extremely tight parking space incredibly. Fast Lamborghinis are some of the most expensive road cars in the world. A crazy picture to watch comes from a man who decided to cross his Lamborghini Aventador through the river in an improvised boat car carrier, and luckily it was successful.